This is part 4 on how to create the background. So in step 1, we're going to use the rectangle tool and then click on our artboard. So we can do 850 and the height is going to be 1000. I'm going to click OK. And then copy and paste our color, which is E7BCBA. Okay. I'm going to have to hit Control minus to be able to see this. Okay. And that's bigger than our actual board here, so I'm just going to set it there. Okay, so I'm going to keep the rectangle selected. Oh, my bad. I accidentally put it all the way on. Accidentally connected it to our boy. So while that one's selected, I'm going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and then I'm going to select it to -30. It's going to be set to 4. Then I'm going to click OK. And that's going to create a new rectangle. And I'm going to put in this color code, the 434A51. And then we're going to get our ellipses tool and draw a circle. And let's see, make it a little bigger. The color code on that one is D1C4A7. Copy that. And it's just going to be, you want it like that. Okay. That's going to be the moon. Now we're going to use a clipping mask. And so it says to select the dark blue rectangle and make a copy. And place it in front of everything. Place it there. And then I'm going to hold down my shift key and select our planet, our moon there. And then go to, it says object clipping mask. I can also right click and do make clipping mask. And that'll create that. Okay. And then I'm going to, let's see. I can go over here to my layer, take my group and drag it to the top. And I'll put my guy there anyway. He definitely looks more like he's floating here in the picture than my poor kid over here. But you know what? I'm not an artist. That's okay. I can rotate. Let's see. If I can rotate them, that's what happens. So I'm just not even going to mess with my dude. Let's see. That way he looks like he's somewhat floating, even though he's going the wrong direction. Let's see there. I can mess with him in a minute, though. I'll mess with him in a while. So step 6, we're going to add some craters that are going to look more like a moon here instead of just a circle. So I'm going to get an ellipses and change it to this EAE2CE. Add a second ellipses. And that one's going to be the BFAB2. And then a third ellipses, which should overlap the previous one. So I'll set that all up here in a second. And that one's going to be D1C4A7. Okay. Once I have that set up, I can get them kind of placed how I want. A little more oval. There we go. Let's see. Theoretically, if I click on this one and then click on this one, I can do the great clipping backwards. Let's see. Do that and do there we go. Okay. So I just had to make that copy of this one so that it would work. And then I could actually move it around a little bit. And that's going to create our crater. And it says to place a few craters on the planet, on this moon, basically. And then, let's see. I'm actually going to group that so I can move it around. There we go. Copy and paste. Love them. And you can do as many as you want on that. Okay, guys, so for step 7, we're going to create some stars, but I want to go ahead and size this down because it doesn't, or change our artboard up a little bit. So I'm just going to go to document setup, edit artboard, and size it out so that it actually fits what's going on here. There we go. Okay. I just felt like it was too big, where we weren't going to be able to see any of the border. So got that fixed. So for step 7, they want to do some stars in the sky. So we're going to create those. And so we're going to take the star tool and then click on our artboard. So let's do that. It's going to be underneath your rectangle tool. So it's going to be right there saying star tool. I'm going to click, and then radius is 1, and then 10 pixels, radius 2, 50 pixels. So I cannot remember that. There you go. 10 pixels, 50 pixels. Number of points is going to be 4. And then I'm going to click OK. And we're going to set this fill color to the EAE2CE. And then create a copy, and then rotate it. So copy, paste, and then it says to hold down the shift key and rotate, and see it automatically will rotate it the degrees we need. And we'll line them up just like that. Ta-da. So I'm going to grab a couple of these and put them in the sky, change up my sizing. I can go and take this one and make it just a little bit smaller. There we go. Take this one, make it just a little bit bigger, so that it looks more like what we have going on here. So I'm going to right click on that. Let's see. And group it. And then do Control C, Control V. I'm just putting them in random spots. You do not have to match the poster on that. Once we have as many stars as we like on there, they want to add in some tiny circles near the stars with red and yellow lights. Light gray color we use for the stars. The circles is going to add a sparkling effect. Okay, so to do that, they did not pick specific colors. What I am going to do though is go up here to my ellipses tool, make an ellipse, select my eyedropper by clicking I, and then matching to that red. And then I'm going to make it real small. I can hold down my shift key to make sure it stays even the way it's supposed to. And I can do Control Plus to zoom in, to be able to make it even smaller. I'm happy with it. I'm going to copy and paste and put it even. Oops. Hold on my shift key, copy paste that just to get more at once. So this little section that I just copy and pasted, now I'm going to click on my eyedropper and match. So we have a different color. It takes a minute just to get them all. And then a white one, and click here and color match that to the food. And then now I'm just going to copy random circles everywhere to give it that effect. I can also, let's see, lock this rectangle up and oops, throw the rectangle up so I don't mess with that. And then be able just to select, if I hold on my shift key, it'll unselect those. I can copy paste a little bit easier for you. Obviously, I don't want the same pattern everywhere. So I can just start moving circles around. So whenever I'm happy with that, we're going to add texture to make it look a little bit older. I'm going to put this up for y'all, but I have to save it first. So I have to go to view more action, save to keep. And you guys can always do this too. Once it saves it, then I can do save image as, and let's see, put it in my desktop. So we're going to place the texture over the poster so that it'll stay inside the texture and under it. And then clipping mask for the texture. Okay. So So let's see. I'm making this super big so that it covers up everything. Okay. Then I'm going to take my rectangle tool and put it over here. And then I'm going to hold down my shift key and select that. And then do, let's see, make clipping mask. So now it's masked in there. And then the transparencies or opacity over here, I'm going to turn down to 15. There we go. Ta-da! So this is my retro mask or retro poster for my kiddo. And then you're done. So you should be really good at clipping masks by the time you're done with this. I'm going to do File, Export as my little retro space boy, JPEG, export, and then it'll be ready to turn in.